Hi there, Mutt stars, Muttsters. It's the Mutt, Bad Justified Mutt. www.usa.com, usamutt.com. Hit a little ahead of myself here. Apparently, people are a little upset about this new ruling by the Supreme Court, which says corporations are now able to give money to political candidacies. And let's take a couple of steps back before we go into what that all means. Before you start thinking corporations are evil and they're going to take every freedom away from you, just remember that if you're working today, you're probably working for a corporation. And if you assume that corporations are going to take your freedoms, it's because you're sitting on your ass not exercising your right to vote. Okay? They talk about the collapse of unions. They talk about, monopolies on jobs. All of that's probably some kind of concern. But here's the thing that you really got to understand. You don't have to be a corporation to influence a political election. Because previous to this ruling, it was suggested that money is the same thing as free speech. Okay? Now all they've done is extend that money can be given by corporations as or like individuals. Really, the thing that you got to understand is corporations, okay, give us all the things we enjoy. And yet, for taking all of those things enjoy, would it be pay? Whether it be the ability to find a house that we can all live in for the pay that they give us. Alright? They're basically interested in profit. Okay? Now, your 401k is invested in the corporations. So before you start shooting at corporations, you better fully understand what it is that you're shooting at. Because, kind of like Air America, you don't want to kill the goose that's laying the golden egg. Air America went under today. They filed for Chapter 7. They're going to start shutting down. But every single one of those people that work there for 6 months tenure is getting a bonus. Sound familiar? Come on, people. You have to calm down. Okay? These laws are being blown out of proportion because everyone wants to think that the GOP, that the conservative people, that the people who know how to employ people and make money doing so are bad. And that's just not what it is. You have the right to decide where you want to shop. If you don't want to go to a corporation and you want to boycott it, it's just the same thing as going to vote for somebody at the ballot. You just don't buy there. It may cost you a little extra investigation in time. It may even cost you a few extra bucks for gas to go someplace else. You know, there are local shops all over your community that would love for you to come into their place and visit. The only problem is they're not the drive-by mentality. If you want instant gratification, you cannot say corporations are your enemy. Because corporations bring you everything you couldn't otherwise have yourself. Okay? Limited liability means people can get involved in something without having to assume the risk. You do so by taking the pay from these people. You do so by investing in a 401k for these people. You got to get out of this mentality that corporations are your enemy. Because they're the ones that are giving you everything you need to survive. Now, the marriage of the media, the governance, and corporations is definitely a bad thing. And because you all sit at home and watch reality TV, because you all play virtual games on the computers, they have you de facto. They own your ass. Why? Because you're not out buying books, which is stimulating your thinking process. You're sitting here complaining about the very goddamn thing that you're doing every friggin' day when I get an invite from Farmville on Facebook. Who do you think Facebook is, for Christ's sakes? Do you think they're not a corporation? How about George Soros? You think that son of a bitch isn't an individual who funded Acorn to get all of these people who weren't qualified to vote? Get off of your bullshit, frightened pussy routines, people. Business is profit. Nobody goes to work because they're not getting something for working. They're going to work to make something. And the people who are paying you to go to work need to make something too. It's called profit. This new ruling is bullshit if you fall into the category of thinking somebody owes you something. Nobody owes you shit. I've given you all kinds of great friggin' stories and I don't see you breaking down my door to buy it. Why? Well, Farmville. You're too busy watching Ken Oberman talk his, and that guy's an idiot. He missed out on fucking sports announcement to do news, and not news, editorialistic journalism. Those are the people who brought you the likes of Acorn and Obama. Those are the people who brought you the 110th Congress. And if you wonder why you aren't working now, it isn't because of the corporations. It's because government twisted the arms of the banks to make everybody pay for people who can afford houses anyways. Okay? Calm down, folks. It isn't the end of the world. When you give up, it's the end of the world. Peace.